last 9 here in Ireland on the way to Leopardstown. Coffee's in tow. Get back some winners.
We're going through the car.
Absolutely. Coming up soon.
14 straight to the front, the crowd are roaring. They want to see this horse come back to his majestical best. It's going to be interesting. Machine's in front, coming past the first. Super Sunday in second. Greg, what price on the purple machine in running?
He's a label 1993 now, 1.93 to lay. He's going well.
Coming down to second last, 14's just in front, 2.75. Wow. 2 out. Well, the atmosphere! The atmosphere! He's stretching in front! He's stretching! He's going to come down to the last! He's battling back! He's beat! The machine is beat, Super Sunday! Wow, is that the end of Forheen, the machine, yes or no?
That's the end of Forheen, unfortunately. On a brave race, but not to be.
Wow, Super Sunday. Right, let's kick off with the betting for the champion hurdle. Bouvardere top price 7-4 on. Forheen, the not so machine, I'm afraid to say, 13-2. My 10 or yours. He's been around for 10 lifetimes, hasn't he? 10-1, the Enigma, the Madman, York Hill 12s. What's he doing in this race? Mellon 16s, Wicklow Brave, a bit of 20s left there. Elgin's a bit of 20s, and then we've got Chitterbello 33, Mick Jazz 33, Verdana Blue the Mare 50s, John Constable a bit of 66s, and I'm not going to talk about any of the others because they don't deserve mentioning. Now, the roll of honour for the champion hurdle is, as you can imagine, there's some fantastic horses that have won it, but I want to talk briefly about the horse that got me involved in national hunt racing and basically turned me into a degenerate for life, got me hooked on the great game. 1998, 17th of March, Isterbrack turned up in his first champion hurdle, ridden by Charlie Swan, trained by Aidan, and he hammered Theatre World. And I was sitting on my grand's living room floor in County Kilburn, in northwest London, and that was it for me. I saw this horse loom up there with Charlie Swan looking round, really cocky, really exuberant, and my gran was cheering him on in the background. I think she had £100 at 7-2. And he absolutely hosed in. She took me into the bookies, and you had those old kind of, chains that come down. I walked in there and straight away everyone was smoking, all these fat old men, and my eyes started watering from all the smoke. And the bookie paid her out all the money. She went, "Come on, let's get out of here, let's get out of here." And we went back home, counted the money, and that was doom and gloom for me. I was hooked on the great game forever. I think that's how a lot of us get into it, from a parent or a grandmother or a grandfather. But Isterbrack went on to win the next 3 champion hurdles, and it was a marvellous time for me because I'd done particularly well at those Cheltenham festivals as a young guy, getting my gran to get bets on for me. It was a fantastic time. We've had horses like Rooster Booster, Harder Eustace, Brave Inca, Binocular, Hurricane Fly, The Machine, Jeski, Forheen, the Supermare, Any Power, and your reigning current champ, Bouvardere, who we're going to talk about now. Let's get cracking and talk about a few of the runners, and then I'll give you my back, my lay, and my best each way. Now, he really is a fascinating horse, this Bouvardere. He came over from France after winning 2 of those baby bumpers. Went over to Newbury first time out and took on the almighty Barters Hill, who we all know, he was quite a special horse, Barters Hill. That was a hell of a bumper at Newbury. He had Barters Hill, Bouvardere, Altior, Final Nudge, Wishing and Hoping. And he finished second that day. It was a hell of a start to his career. Went on to finish 4th at Aintree in a bumper. Now, he started his hurdling career at Newbury, absolutely hosed in, went to Huntingdon, won again. And then he was 3rd behind Altior, King Altior and Min in the Supreme, which in my opinion is potentially the best Supreme Novice Hurdle ever run of all time. Altior, Min, Bouvardere, Grade 1, Grade 1, Grade 1, Grade 1. Let me know down below, do you agree that the 2016 running of the Supreme was the greatest Supreme of all time? I mean, look, if Altior wins the champion chase, if Bouvardere wins the champion hurdle, and if Min runs a cracker, that race is just unbelievable. unbelievable. Who would have thought at that time we'd have 3 genuine world-class horses? Really, really exciting. After that, he went on to Aintree. He won a Grade 1. He beat Petit Mouchoir by a neck. That was a cracking race that day, and it proves that he stays 2.5 miles as well. So he's got a lot of stamina. They went novice chasing with him, but obviously they curtailed that for some reason. You know, JP didn't have a main horse for the Champion Hurdle, and it's turned out to be a bloody good move in my opinion. Went back over hurdles and won the Contenders Hurdle, beating Raven Black at Sandown, and then went on to absolutely shit up in the Champion Hurdle. Now, he sat in behind the pace, cruised clear under Barry Geraghty, and look at the horses he beat. My Tent, Petit Mouchoir, Footpad the new one, Sco Royal, Yamworth, Brain Power. That is seriously high-class form. You cannot detract from this horse's ability to quicken off of a pace, to travel effortlessly. And I'm going to tell you this now, and I'm going to make this very simple. You will not find a faster hurdler in the Champion Hurdle than Bouvardere. I went on Betdaq after Nicky Henderson said he's never had a hurdler who jumps so fast. And I thought, really, Nicky? Really? Let me tell you. Isterbrack, the legend, used to take off from his hurdles from quite a long way out. He was really gutsy and he made a phenomenal shape. He'd take off and pretty much a huge trajectory. Bouvardere doesn't do that. Bouvardere comes to a hurdle like a little whippet and just goes, takes off, and takes off. He's just so snappily fast, it's quite scary. It's almost bang, 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 bang. Isterbrack was a long, flowing, big jumper like that. So they jump hurdles so differently. I don't think I've actually seen a hurdler like Bouvardere before. He's just absolutely menacing. And I saw this horse most recently at Kempton when he had his workout. He is a very muscular horse. He's like a middle-range bodybuilder. I'd say he's about 16 hands, but he's very, very powerful. He's very buzzy, and he kind of walks around like a bit of a bully. Looks like a bit of a menace, like a naughty boy. A bit like the playground bully. Quite simply, in a nutshell, Bouvardere wins the Champion Hurdle. He wins on the bridle. There's nothing to beat him. I don't care about any of the opposition. The only danger to Bouvardere is a fall or going lame. He wins the 2018 in a hack canter, and I've seen a few bookies already put prices up about him winning this version and next year's at 5-2. Now that's a hell of a long way to wait for a anti-post payout. But quite frankly, I think this horse is going to win at least 3 Champion Hurdles. I see nothing to stop him over the next few years. And if he stays sound, look out, because it's going to be Bouvardere's Champion Hurdles at his mercy. Right, let's talk about Forheen, the not-so machine. And it breaks my heart to say this, because this horse on his day was an absolutely phenomenal Champion Hurdler. Straight to the front, power clear, like a big burly Range Rover. He would just destroy horses. He was an absolute menace, and it's a real shame, you know, to see him pulled up at Leopardstown that day at 6-1 on. He wasn't injured, he wasn't ill. The vet said there was nothing wrong. Horrific for punters that day. I mean, for those people who did take the short odds, for had doubles and trebles and accas and distance bets. Next time out, he raced at the Dublin Racing Festival, got beat by a three miler in Super Sunday, was only 4 lengths clear of Mick Jazz, flat out. Quite clearly, Forheen is no longer a horse capable of running to 172. He's not a 172 rated horse. He's 10 years old, and whatever injuries he's had, the 665-day break, he is no longer the same horse. Horses do not, in general, come back from injuries. Sprinter Sacra was a freak. He was a one-off in my opinion. That was just a phenomenal horse who managed to take everything you could throw at him. But for me, it's a real sad shame to say that Forheen is no longer a machine. I don't look at him as an each-way proposition, because I don't think he's going to get any better than his run at Leopardstown. And I just hope he gets round safely and he does himself justice, you know. I'd hate to see him retired the same way Isterbrack was when he was pulled up at Cheltenham, because I wasn't really a fan of that. But look, you know, I interviewed Willie Mullins after the race, and you can hear what he had to say right here, right now. It's been a tremendous 2 days for you here at this new Leopardstown feature. You've had 6 winners. What would be Willie Mullins' highlight of those 6?
God, I can't remember. I tell you what, my low light was Cheltenham Vic, I think, just falling in the last. That was very disappointing, yeah.
Right, and Min was back to his electric best, but at the same time, York Hill, the Enigma, slightly disappointed. The pros and cons?
I don't know what we're going to do with York Hill. We'll go home and have a think about it, but Min was very good.
He was super. And like, I know everyone bugs you about Forheen the whole time. He got beat there. What would your views be going forward to the champion hurdle now?
Well, if he just the little spark returns, he'll be fine. I think he's not far off. Just needs a bit of spark, that's all.
And finally, Willie, a horse that I love is Footpad. He jumps the fun and so much tremendous natural speed.
He's probably the best one to take out of the weekend, I think. He just does everything so easily. He's the one I think we're all looking forward to going over to Cheltenham.
And finally, Willie, last question. Give us a sneaky little dark horse we don't know about. Give us a Willie special.
Oh, well, maybe just a clue. I mean,
too true.
What have we got? I mean, you know about the demographic.
You win now for Willie.
He won in punches.
Well done this weekend, Willie. As you can see there, Willie didn't really have much to say about Forheen. He was mystified himself and, they were hoping he'd win, but quite simply, the spark isn't there. We all get old at some stage. Forheen's getting on. Injuries have curtailed him. Is he an each-way bet for me? No, 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 no. Is he an each-way bet for you? Let me know down below. We can all sing a hymn together for those of you that are going to back him, because he's got absolutely no hymning chance in the world. There he is, Forheen the machine. Looking very well. Interesting to see what he does today. Right, this is going to be really, really fast. York Hill's 12 to 1. He should be 122 to 1. He's got absolutely no chance. The horse has been an absolute dog this year. Been beaten 59 lengths in the Lexus. Went back down in trip to 2 mile 1. Was beaten 81 lengths by Min. Didn't seem to have the speed that day. All of a sudden now he's in the champion hurdle. It looks a bit desperate to me. Willie doesn't know what to do with the horse. Nobody knows what to do with the horse. York Hill, absolutely no bloody way on this planet. My Tent or Yours is now 11 years old, and what a credit to Nicky Henderson this horse has been. I remember him running in the novice hurdle at Cheltenham. That's right. He was second to Champagne Fever. He won the big Newbury showpiece that Kalashnikov won. He was a 15 to 8 fav and he got beat. I'd done my absolute bollocks on him that day, and it was an absolute sickener. He went into the champion hurdle the year after that, was second to Jeski. The following year, he was second to Annie Power. The following year, where are we? He was second to Bouvardere. It's just been an absolutely incredibly consistent horse. Now this year, he's had one run and he's beaten the new one. He received £6 that day with Mellon back in third, Chittabello back in fourth, and it was on soft ground. He performed well there because My Tent's a horse who likes the sound of the surface. Now he is 11 years old, but I think Nicky has trained this horse specifically to give him one last swan song. You know, he's in an 87-day break. He goes very well when he's fresh. He's still available to back at 10 to 1, and I think whichever way you look at it, you know, he loves Cheltenham. He'll be trained to the minute. He's still in good form. He may be 11, but he's an absolute top-class horse, and I would not put anybody off backing My Tent or Yours each way. I'd far rather back My Tent or Yours each way at 10 to 1 than I would Forheen, the Not So Machine, at 13 to 2. Now, Wicklow Brave has come in for a lot of support recently. 25 to 1 down to 14 to 1. He's a 9-year-old trained by Willie Mullins. He's been around forever. He's been around longer than pretty much most horses I've ever bloody seen. He just seems to run all the time in big races on the flat and over jumps. Now, he was, I think, 9th in this race last year. Let's have a quick recap. He was 7th in this race last year behind Bouvardere. He was beaten 14 lengths, and quite frankly, I think that's as good as he is. He's been running all over, you know, and he's been in Australia recently. He's been running at the Curragh on the flat. And I just think people are looking for an each-way angle in a bit of desperation because they don't want to back Bouvardere at 7 to 4 on. And I understand that's not everyone's cup of tea. They're looking for a bit of each-way value. Do I think Wicklow Brave's the each-way value? Not particularly. But in a year when all the places are up for grabs, I can see the logic in backing these outsiders and just kind of hoping for the best. Would Wicklow Brave be my kind of bet? No, not personally. But he is a course and distance winner. He absolutely hosed up in the county hurdle a few years ago. Couldn't believe it that day. 25 to 1 with Paul Townend on board. So you know he likes Cheltenham, you know he likes good ground, you know he likes soft ground, and who knows, you know, he's had a 126-day break, he'll come here fresh, and in a year when all the places are up for grabs, let me know, what do you think? He's available at 20 to 1 with a few firms. Wicklow Brave to run a place, yes or no? I've obviously just got to give a quick mention to Verdana Blue. Realistically, she has no chance whatsoever, and I'm going to be very clear here. If there's soft in the official description, forget about it. Don't touch her. Don't even put 50p each way on her. I backed her in the big Newbury showpiece last time. I backed her anti-post at 19 to 1. The rain came with anti-post betting. We all know the rule. If the weather changes and you don't want that kind of ground, you do your money. And in the end, she was beaten 30 lengths by Kalashnikov. She came into the race. She cruised up until 2 out. And then I think stamina basically gave way. She couldn't quicken in the ground. But if she gets good ground, at 50 to 1, 66 to 1, you might want to have a pound or two each way on Verdana Blue. Only if the ground is good to soft. Barring that, she has absolutely no chance, but we're entitled to dream at those prices. 66 to 1, Verdana Blue. Right, the moment of truth. I'm going to give you my back, my lay, and my each way. And the back is very simple here. Bouvedere will win the 2018 Champion Hurdle on the bridle, with Barry Geraghty doing the steering. He's the best horse in the race, he's the best jumper in the race, and he comes here at the peak of his powers. I do not see this getting beat. I think he's a horse racing certainty. The lay is Forheen. Obviously, you know, he's second favourite at 13 to 2, but I do not see Forheen having any hope of winning the Champion Hurdle on current form. He couldn't beat a 3-miler. A 2-mile champion could not beat a 3-miler. The spark has gone. Sorry, move on. I think the each way bet of the race is my 10 or yours at 10 to 1. Proven form. Nicky's trained this horse to perfection for Cheltenham year on year on year. He's 10 to 1, a quarter the odds. That's pretty much 5 to 2 for the place. My 10 or yours is the each way selection. It could be a 1-2 for JP McManus in the 2018 Champion Hurdle. And I'm sure a lot of punters are going to have the Get a Bird, Footpad, Bouvedere, treble on day 1. Potentially Apple's Jade as well. It's going to be one of those crazy days for favourite backers. We will soon see what's going to happen as we're only 12 days away. Let me know down below your best back, lay and each way. I'm intrigued to see your views here. Do you think Bouvedere is a horse racing certainty? I can't see him getting beat like. Anyway, over and out from the blogger. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, retweets are greatly appreciated. Thank you all, and see you at the Cheltenham Festival. Half a pint of Guinness at work. Enjoying the day. It's been a cracking day's racing so far, and it's so good to have some real black stuff. The stuff in England is like piss water. Cheers.